then really quickly, let's go through. So, Wasp dies really, off stupid, just ridiculous death. And then we actually talked about this on our other podcast things on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel about how Bendis has a problem with women and how the queen of the Skrulls got killed in the last issue by Hawkeye shooting 3 arrows into her face.
Right.
But hey, you know what? She's not dead. She's still alive. Only, again, just these things happen for no reason. The only reason that she's still alive is so Harry or Norman Osborn can shoot her in the face with a gun.
Right.
It was bad enough that she got shot with 3 arrows into the face. All right, Bendis loves misogyny, but then he needs to make Norman Osborn a player to set up what he wants to do for Dark Reign. Mm-hmm. So what does he do? He has Norman Osborn shoot her in the face to actually kill her.
And I'm looking at this panel right here. These are all male characters here that are ready to unload on the Skrull Queen. There's not a single female character in here.
But 2 female characters die within the first 5 pages.
Right. 2 female characters. I mean, you could have had Ms. Marvel in here. You could have had a number of female characters being the one that takes down the Skrull Queen. If anything, he was ready to have Wolverine cut her head off. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, she gets shot in the head by Norman Osborn, which, again, is a plot device to set up, the big ending. And I'm going to say this. That ending, the setup at the end, ridiculous.
Oh, I don't
buy
agree.
it. I don't buy it for a second. Don't buy it for a second. In the real world, that's like saying that if John Hinckley, who everyone saw try to shoot Reagan, okay, if John Hinckley came out and did a heroic act or shot, let's go so far as let's say John Hinckley shoots Osama bin Laden, okay? John Hinckley shoots Osama bin Laden. Does the U.S. government put John Hinckley in charge of the CIA? Never in a million years. And yet this guy, who is a proven psychopath, okay, and how Tony Stark ever lets Norman Osborn be under him doing anything for the Thunderbolts I never bought it. I never bought it. I still don't buy it. Fine. The ending where Norman Osborn is put in charge of basically the world's security has to be the most ridiculous setup ever.
Well, that was, to me, that was the thing with the Thunderbolts. I'm like, all right, it's ridiculous enough that they're giving him his own superhero team run by the government, but now they're making him in charge of everything. It's like, wow.
It's pretty common knowledge that Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Everyone knows he's the Green Goblin. And if all the superheroes know he's a Green Goblin, then people within the United States government should know he's a Green Goblin. And if the United States government knows that he's potentially unstable, can go off at any point, how do you put this guy in charge of the world's security? That makes no sense story-wise and a logic base. I mean, you're making basically all the heroes in the Marvel Universe look like idiots. It's like when they were saying, when a while back when Lex Luthor was the president of the United States in the DC Universe, right? They were saying that basically made Superman powerless. It made him an idiot because Superman cannot go up against the president of the United States. Same thing, although I think this is even worse.
No, this is even worse.
Because the Marvel Universe is supposed to be more realistic. It's supposed to be the world outside our window. This is just too much to swallow. Just too much to swallow.
And then, as a result of that, Iron Man Tony Stark is now public enemy number 1.
In all honesty, that's another thing I don't buy because history has shown us that America's pariahs often turn into its heroes later on. But maybe Bendis is going to do that or somebody's going to do that. You know what kind of galls me now because of that whole thing? The whole time, all this has been going on within Secret Invasion and in all the Secret Invasion tie-in books. The whole issue of what's been going on in Tony Stark's head has never been addressed in the main Iron Man book.
Why should it? It's just called Iron Man.
And it's like it's all the main title itself reflects nothing that's going on within Secret Invasion, which, I mean, they should have just freaking called it, Iron Man and the other guys, because as much as Brian Bendis tried to say this is more than an Avengers story, it's a Marvel Universe story, it was an Avengers story, because everything was going on in the friggin' Avengers books. And then on top of that, this whole thing with the Fantastic Four at the end, when Sue and Reed are running back to the Baxter building to see, oh my God, what happened to Franklin and
Ben and Johnny.
Ben and Johnny and their daughter Valeria, they're fine. Ben and Johnny somehow figured it out. So if you didn't read the Fantastic Four Secret Invasion tie-in, you have no friggin' idea what happened there. I just found that to be unconscionably negligent. No setup, no nothing. It just was there, and to me that's been symptomatic of this event.